Hi there, welcome to episode 24 of This Might Not Workout podcast. I'm your host, TC, and all I have to say to you today is, well. Yes, Maleficent. That's what we're talking about today. Maleficent. Come on through, Angelina. No, I had to say that. I'm sorry. I am a fan of Angelina Jolie. I just am. Even with her kind of crazy blood having sex in limos years, uh, I still am a fan. I'm just a fan. I don't know. I'm a fan. I love going to Namibia and getting off the grid and taking care of your kids and the whole Cambodia Pax situation. And I'm sorry that I keep saying situation so frequently, but just the relationship that I believe she has with her kids and just the realness of that and the realness of really trying to be an ambassador and touch different reaches of the world. That resonates with me. But anyway, I was here completely, and I don't really say that phrase very often, but I was here for Maleficent, the first one. I loved it. I thought it was great. I know a lot of people weren't like, Maleficent, yeah. But I was one of the people that was like, Maleficent, yeah. I'd like more of this, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. So I was all about that, and it was great. This one, I think, and many people may not agree, I don't know, but I think it was just as good as the first one. Yes, to me, right now, if Chiwetel Ejiofor is in your movie's great. Your movie's great. I'm sorry. The man can act like whatever he's in, and it's not for nothing. I'm just not gonna throw it away. But like literally, Chiwetel Ejiofor, are you serious? If he's in the movie, he's not gonna do trash, and it's gonna be great. So I appreciated the whole full backstory. I love the fact that there were so many things, even the flashbacks were like really from the first movie. I think a lot of times sequels come out and it's like, oh, let's be bigger and better. We have to make a deadline. We have to make money, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes the story is a little weak, which of course, yes, this had the like fairy tale happily ever after, which, it's based on a fairy tale. So what is it going to be? But I love the fact that it had so many places where it literally harkened back to the first one. It was just like everything. So essentially, it explains in the first one how she was the protector of the Moor. She was the strongest fairy, but she didn't know her history. She didn't know where she came from. As far as she knew, she was just there. And she felt compelled to defend it, protect it. And all the other animals and creatures fell in line. And she was the protector. And she was only like 11 or 12 at the time when she met the young human boy. And thus, and so. And so it made perfect sense. And we were okay with it. All right. And then, of course, if you watch the first one, you fell in love with Little Beastie. And you were like, oh, she's raising a child. And that's fine. One thing that I really, really appreciate about this, that my family said, my husband in particular, is Michelle Pfeiffer's Queen character. You, from the start, you didn't like her. You hated her. And I love, my kids have like such crazy vocabulary. So when I'm sitting up there and I'm telling my middle daughter and I'm like, oh, I think, she's going to be like really bad. And she was like, yeah, Mom, I know. I was thinking the same thing. She must definitely be the antagonist because da-da-da. And I'm like, you better go ahead with your antagonist. But the point is, we really just didn't, from the jump, we didn't like her. And even though we understood where she was coming from and why she felt the way she felt about the Moors, we were like, no, sweet love, you're the worst. You just absolutely are the worst. And I'm so glad that her son was able to see it. The frustrating part to me was that like it changed so quickly. I mean, I know it's a movie, so we can't be there for 20,000 years, but literally, if you've been raised by someone and for the most part you think they're all right, and then you find out that they're evil, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to be like, oh my gosh, you're evil. I'm against you. Let's turn you into a goat versus like, you're my mom. You raised me. I still love you. I wish you weren't evil. Don't be a goat. Just love me and don't be evil. But then at the same time, what's up with the husband? I know that was arranged, but yeah. But anyway, I'm not going to knock it. Love Maleficent. I love that there's all those dark fae and they were trying to do things. The one thing that I just have to get this out real quick, and I hope I can make it in time. Whenever movies try to show diversity amongst characters, I totally get that you want to show that everyone's together, but then you always seem to show the segregated parts of them in order for them to be together. So like when he was like, now we all live united, but then there were like the wintry mountain fae, and then the tropical fae, and then the native fae, and then the desert fae, and then the forest dwelling fae, and they were all in their own habitats. And then like you saw the teacher, kind of like the universal, bringing them all together, like sometimes I just want us to be able to be respected as audience members, to be like, now we're all together. It's a mixing pot, and like see the mixing pot as opposed to like this section, this section, this section, this section, this section. But when it's time to dance and sing and eat, we all come together. Eating is another thing. I'm sorry. We need to have more eating in movies. But my time is up. But I just want to say Maleficent, that's what's up. I don't think necessarily there'll be a third, but I'm all here for it. The Phoenix, I was like, come through, Phoenix. Yes, and please, and yes, and please. So it was like that. Maleficent. Check it out. Check it out. It's worth it.